All right, so we are recording. Welcome, welcome. I'm just going through and reading your comments. Tonight we're going to be talking about flipping the host, which is my favorite topic. It's my favorite thing to do. I have an absolutely ridiculous track record of flipping my hosts. I would say I have about, going back and looking at all the stylists I've enrolled, I would say 80% of the stylists I've enrolled were previous hosts. So I'm not always like 10 for 10 on flipping them right away. But I would say I'm again in the 3 out of 4 party hosts I can flip eventually. So whether they come around that day when I talk to them, whether they come around in 3 or 4 months, that's way, way higher than the average, which most people are flipping about 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 party hosts. So I'm just going to share some of the tips that I have bumbled through and learned. I did not start off with a track record like this, but I am very persuasive, and I do have a lot of like emotional intelligence and psychology that I think I learned from the sheriff's office that has helped me in this profession a lot. So we need help. Kayla says she wants help with wording. Caitlin needs to know how to approach them without scaring them away. You won't scare them away. Brandy wants to know how to convince them. I'm hearing you guys are having trouble with, you don't want to sound salesy, overcoming objections. Just going through the chat right now. Alex wants to help sounding genuine. She feels like she comes off fake sometimes. Like, I promise I really am this positive and kind in real life. You are, Alex, you are that kind in real life. How have I flipped hosts in the past on a flunk party? Good question. Good question, Kate. If I don't cover it in the training, please type it back in, because I do want to circle back on that, and that's really, really important. I'm so glad you asked that. Mikhail says, I think my problem is parties and not getting them as successful as they should be, so the draw isn't there. Absolutely. Flipping the host is very closely related to hostess coaching. So in the beginning of this training, I'm going to show you ways that I coach my host, because I'm not really coaching her to host the party at all. I'm coaching her how to be a stylist. I start flipping my host 2 or 3 weeks before her party ever starts. It's a mentality for me, and she doesn't know it yet, but I have already begun the process of flipping her. I used to work at the sheriff's office, and it's like when I used to talk about like stranger danger, and we had a cyber security presentation we did for teenagers, and we talked about online predators. There's this process called grooming. I'm not an online predator, but that's exactly what they do with teenagers. Like, they get them to trust that, like, the teenager doesn't even know that this person's gonna like molest them. They just think, they're like, wow, this person's really cool. Well, that sounds really creepy, but it is a process of me grooming. I'm gonna gain their trust. I'm gonna get them to build confidence in themselves. I'm gonna just send them words of gifts and just shower them with praise. And then bam, this girl's gonna meet me at a Burger King, and she's gonna be a stylist. And I'm gonna swoop her up in my Cutlass, okay? That's what I'm gonna do. I hear a lot of, sorry, my friends suck. Yeah, their friends probably do suck. Cece wants to know how to reply to, I'm too busy. As a mom of 3, I get we're all busy. How do I respond without sounding pushy and rude? Okay, all right. So a lot of times at the end, we'll get through this. This is not specifically gonna be in a training on objections. I could sit here all night and go through objections. And I actually will be next week offering a private closed group with you guys for overcoming objections, where you guys can just run off your objections to me, and I can go through them real time with you if you want to. But we are going to talk about the process, and I will cover some common host flipping objections tonight. So it's not that I won't cover them, but it's that I cannot cover them all tonight. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so can everybody see my screen? Is everybody good there? Okay, sweet. So tonight we're going to talk about flipping the host, and why is it so important? Why should we be trying to flip hosts? Why are parties so important to our business? Why do you want to flip a host, right? So flipping a host has been the #1 way for me to enroll stylists. That's because if I can show them and help them build their confidence that they can do this business, I don't have to do a whole lot of convincing. So if you guys are having like really hard objections that you have to overcome, reroute how you run your parties, reroute how you coach your host, because you should be convincing. Really, by the end of her party, she should be wanting to do this. Maybe she needs some praise or some reminding, but really in her heart of hearts, she should be able to realize, like, I can do this. This is fun. And always remember, it should be fun, okay? And I love flipping my host because I do 7-day Facebook parties in a private group format. I use Post My Party. So all my templates are done. Oh, hold on, we have some people in the waiting room. Let me let them in. really fast. Sorry, guys. There we go, admit all. I love flipping my hosts because they're ready to rock and roll. So I do a 7-day party on Facebook in a private group. I use Post My Party. So besides setting my group up and coaching my hostess, which is what takes the most amount of time from me, my parties are like on autopilot. Like I jump in there and announce winners and do little things, but this is how I can run 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parties a week. It does not take a lot of effort from me. So if you have not given yourself the time to sit down and do a template or two on Post My Party, sister, do it. Take 3 hours on a freaking Sunday, knock it out. It will save your life. All right. So flipping the host for me is amazing because she's ready to rock. She already has her VIP group. She doesn't know it yet, but I've already set up a Facebook group. She has all of her friends, family, and customers in there. All we have to do is rename it. I'm going to come back to this because this is how I flip them. I'm like, oh my God, it's already done for you. You already have your group. We just have to rename it. That's a selling point. I have done the work for her already. Also, she knows how to post. If you have coached your hostesses effectively, they know about the algorithm. They know how to post with their link. They know they're posting once a day. They've probably gone live. They've done A, B, C, and D. So she basically knows how to run her VIP. You just got to get her through the app trainings and walk her through parties and other things. But they are so much better because they're ready to run versus taking somebody that hasn't hosted a party. You're starting cold with them. You have to talk to them about how to, the algorithm, and you got to help them create the VIP group. So this is way, way preferred to flip a hostess, in my opinion. Every party I approach is for flipping only. My goal in this business is to enroll. This is where you build people. This is where you can change people's lives. But that's also, if you want to build a business and make stupid money, you've got to build a team and help them be successful. You cannot just enroll and leave people high and dry. It doesn't work that way. You won't make money that way. But I'm not in here for volume. My parties do well. My parties average about $500 a party, but that's with time, and that's because I run a lot of them. They did not used to be that good. So let me admit stuff really fast. But my goal is not to make a lot of money in sales. My goal is to flip every single host that I have. That's it. That's it. And if I don't flip her, I'm going to get all of her customers. So it's one or the other. So parties are always a win for me. So that is why we want to get better and get confident with flipping the host. It all starts with hostess coaching. Now, this is not a hostess coaching training. There are a million hostess coaching trainings. In fact, there's a Connect the Dots this week that's on hostess coaching. There's a Tuesday training link in the Tuesday training section on hostess coaching. There are a million YouTube videos on hostess coaching. So I know for a fact that I haven't seen all of the hostess coaching trainings that are out there. So if this is an area of weakness for you, train yourself, girl. Train yourself. You'll get better, I promise. And if you're struggling, think about what you would need in that position. If you were just like rinky-dink, never been a stylist, would you know how the algorithm? Would you know to post every day? Would you know how to go live? Do you know how to schedule a post? You have to stop approaching your hostess coaching because you're already a stylist. You know what to do. You've got to treat them like a baby bird because they are not a stylist. Okay, so that's number one. Your host does not know what to do. Hell no, you're not being pushy telling her what to do. She literally wants you to. Her goal here is to get free nails. So help her get the free nails. You also need to have clear directions. I'm going to show you what I use in my hostess coaching and working with them. I have every example lined out. I don't just tell them hey, post tonight. I show them. I have a practice post that I saved in my phone and I give it to them. There's no room for error there. And it makes it very easy. They're not struggling to come up with wording. I give it to them. They're not a stylist. I get it. Reminders and checking in. If she's not doing the things that she needs to do to have a successful party, your girl here is popping in real sweet. Hey, girlfriend, remember we got to post once a day. Here's some wording. If you don't know what to post, A, B, C, and D, blah, blah, blah. You're not being pushy. Again, the party's for her. You make it clear that your goal is always to get her the most amount of free nails. That's not being pushy. That's being helpful. Okay, so you guys need to get this idea out of your head about being pushy. You're being helpful. You're getting the girl effing free nails. It's not pushy. And if they want to become a stylist, they can change their life. They literally can change the course of their family's life. That's not being pushy. Okay. You need to have confidence. You need to build confidence in them, and they need to see that they're capable. They need a lot of reassurance. And you're going to see at the end of my presentation when I talk about this, people, all of us, most of us, there's a few of you that maybe didn't have this. I didn't think I could do this business. And look at me now. I really thought about this for months and doubted myself. So if Ashley Self did that, guess what? I know everybody else is doubting themselves too. I reassure them the whole way through the party, not just at the end when I'm trying to flip them. I'm finding what they do well and I'm making sure they damn well know it. Just like you would with children. Positive reinforcement works. I do a lot of check-ins. Again, I don't let their party flop. If they need to be doing something, I tell them. If their post doesn't get an engagement, I tell them. I tell them to tag 10 people or tag 15 people or do that. They don't know what to do. And they're so, I would say almost all of them are like, okay, thanks. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Easy peasy. Oops, that should say incentives, but it says inventives. That's cool. Let's go with that. We're going to roll with inventives. But a lot of times people are hesitant. Hosts are scared to go live. I get it. I was freaking scared for my first 10 lives. So I coax them. What does she want? If she has 80 sets of nails, a free set for going live ain't going to work for Sally. Maybe Sally really likes jewelry. Maybe Sally would like some mineral fusion nail polish. I will lure Sally like a creepy predator to go live in her group. I can't force her to, but I'm going to make her want to. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so easy. It's just your people. Like you have 40 people in this party. It's no biggie. You're not in my group. They're your friends and family. And then I'll walk her through like, hey, just do a live application. It's literally this easy. People don't even have to see your face, just go live and pick a winner for our game on Tuesday. I'm going to, somebody's going to win a gift card or a prize. If you just, oh, shoot, sorry. This is awkward, Ashley. Good. Give them options, okay? Like they just want to pick a number for someone. I don't care. I just want them going live. I just want to be able to say, you went live at the end of their party, all right? And I want them to get the highest volume possible. This is not for my own personal gain, you guys. And I have little tips on how to extend the party and get more orders in afterwards. Because the more they make, I'm going to tell them the numbers. I'm going to do the math and tell them how much they would have made as a stylist. So I don't care what I have to do, what I have to lose on my end, how many free sets of nails I give out, how many leather earrings I give out. I do not care. Parties are not for me to make money in volume. So get this out of your head when you're like, oh, I can't give away free prizes because my party's only had 3 orders now. Your party ain't about you. Your party is about convincing her she can be a stylist, okay? So get that profit and loss out of your head because long term, maybe you ate it. Maybe that party cost you $20 instead of you earning $20. But this girl enrolls and kills it and builds a team. And in a year and a half, she's an executive director underneath you. See the long-term gain over the short-term loss? So start thinking long-term. Because so we want to find ways to coach them to get the highest volume possible. You need to be clear. You need to be clear on how the party goes down, okay? So I start my hostess coaching at least 2 weeks out. I do not schedule party closer than 2 weeks. There have been some turn and burn parties where last minute I'll squeeze them in, but I try not to do that because I like to be prepared and my hostess coaching is a key part in being able to flip a host. So to at least 2 weeks out, sometimes more. I have parties that are booked till May. I send them their hostess packet right away, but I'm very clear on what they need to do. I send them their hostess packet. I make it cute. Put cute stuff in there, give them extra gifts. Tell them to post on social media when they open their hostess packet. That is advertising, so you get more future hosts. Okay, put a little card in there, blah, 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 when you get the, and tell them, when you're sending the hostess packet out, I send them directions and text message. All right, girlfriend, your hostess packet with your free set and your mineral fusion and blah, blah, blah is on its way to you. I put 6 extra cards in there with the link for your friends and family to shop if they want to shop early, okay? And I tell her, I'm like, if anyone shops early before your party, they get an extra gift from me. I want her friends to shop before her party starts. And then I tell her, I'm like, hey, and I have extra cards so you can give those out. When you open your hostess packet, please post it to social media. Just tell people you're so excited for this party. Here's some wording you can use, all right? And then I tell her, I'm like, get those nails on your hand, girl. Don't just put them on. I want you to get a little bit of video content as you apply them. I want you to post in your story. I want you to be holding a wine glass with your nails. I want you to post to your story and to your Facebook and send messages to your grandma about how much you love Color Street. You have to spend this 2 weeks before we got a time frame. She needs to be hyping her party up. You cannot stress this enough. And they don't know how to do it. So don't worry, I'm going to show you. I show her what to do. I don't just be like, hype it up, girl. best of luck to you. No, no. I show her how to do it, but I'm very explicitly giving her directions 2 weeks out on how she can help her party, which is still 2 weeks away. See what I'm saying? You're gonna have to make the decision whether you want to do samples or no samples in your party. Here's the thing. I don't have time to do samples anymore. I have crazy successful parties where no one gets a sample. Or I tell her when I send her hostess packet 3 weeks out or 2 weeks out to get me names and addresses of everyone that wants a sample way in advance of her party. Because USPS sucks. It takes 7-8 days for people to get the sample in the mail. If they are waiting for a sample, they will wait to order. They will not make an order. I run a 7-day party. I have this window here. So either all her samples need to be mailed out a week before her party, or I don't even give the option for samples. It's one or the other. During a party, hell no, sister. Ain't nobody getting samples. You can buy. You can spend $11 and support your friend, you cheap ass, okay? So samples way before or no samples at all has been my thing. And I've been so busy now that I don't have time for samples. People will still buy. How many parties have you been in and you haven't sampled something and you still buy to support your friend? Lots. Make sure you have clear directions when you send out the hostess packets. I get so busy, again, this is a time-saving thing for me. Record what's gonna go down in her party on YouTube. Mine is cheesy, don't ask to see it, I will not send it to you. But I have a hostess coaching, before your party starts. And I have a single party before your party starts, where I show them what to do and I'm explaining, hey, your party's gonna start this day, the day before your party, expect this. Hey, this is what you need to do in your party, you're gonna have to post once a day. Hey, the A, B, C, and D. Because people don't know what a Facebook nail bar is. They don't know how it works, they're getting anxiety. I've had hostesses create their own Facebook group because I wasn't clear with them before. I didn't tell them I was going to make the group and they'd be invited the morning of. They didn't know. They're excited. So tell them. And if you get tired of doing this over and over, doing the same spiel, record one YouTube video and send it out. So you can save yourself some time. All right. If you do a hostess bingo card, send that in your hostess packet. Okay, that was shared in Road to Executive already. And like I said, videos versus text. We're all about saving time. That's why I use Post My Party. That's why I create YouTube videos to send to my hostesses. One, it's more personal. They can see my inflection. And please don't record a video where you're like this. Hey, thank you for hosting a party with me. On day one of your party, we're gonna be freaking fun. Like I was like, wow, if their energy level is here, you always bring it here. Does somebody want to enroll when you're like this? Hey, I would really like for you. I'm so happy you're gonna host a party. No, they don't. No, they don't. Okay. You need to be Sasha Fierce. Like there's Beyonce and there's Sasha Fierce. You need to be Sasha. Okay. So be clear, crystal clear as you can, how the party's going to go down, what you need from them. I have rules. When I host my party, I prepare them. Girlfriend, we're going to get you the most nails possible. I'm really good at running these parties. I do them a lot. You are going to be required to post once per day. It's okay. I'm going to show you how to schedule. If you're busy, if you're out of town on the weekend, ain't no thing. We can schedule them out. And don't think that you have to come up with your own wording. If you don't know what to post, I got you, boo. Message me. I'll send you wording and a graphic for you to post. Your people just need to see you posting. And guess what? In the video, I explain why. I tell them, I'm like, here's why you have to post once a day. I don't want to cause you more work. Your people need to see you. If this was an in-home party, you wouldn't go hide in your master bedroom while I was there sharing product to your friends. You've got to engage with your people. And the better sales of parties I've had, it's always because the host is more engaging. So I tell them, I'm like, there's a direct correlation between how much you engage in your party and how your sales do. It is not on me. I can't get you those sales. I can help you get them. So again, taking that monkey off my back, letting the hostess know that there is work required of her up front. You should not be doing all the work. Okay, clear examples of what you want. You got to be showing them, you guys. It's not enough to just tell them what they have to do. Make it easy on yourself. I have a whole file in my phone. I have one that's for hostess coaching. I have one for hostess battles, one for single host parties. So I know where my graphics are, my hostess graphics. I can send images out and I create them and I save them for myself to save myself time. I do not want to have to reinvent the wheel or go through and say the same thing to 8 hosts that I've said to 16 hosts before. You know, I got time for that. So start to create systems for yourself, whatever works, and save them in files or folders or Google Docs or whatever. So also reassurance, and this is a big one. Find something that they do well, find a strength that your hostess is doing well, and tell her. Do you know what women love more? Do you know what they love the most in this whole world? I'll tell you what they want. They want compliments. What woman do you know does not freaking free stuff and compliments, which we're both doing in a party if we do this correctly. Find something she does well and compliment the shit out of her, okay? It's not hard. And be genuine. This is what, like, don't be insincere. If she freaking blows at a live, don't be like, oh my God, that was the best live I've ever seen. But you can be like, oh my God, dude, that's amazing. You should be like, do you know how many stylists are too afraid to even go live? And the fact that you did it, like, so impressive. So impressive. I can find anything and give someone a genuine compliment. Anything, and be real about it. So if she does a post and she came up with the post all by herself and she found the graphic on Pinterest, I'm going to be like, oh my God, you're already posting like a stylist on day 2. Do you realize how good you are? I tell them all the time, I wish every party host was as amazing as you. It's true. When I have a damn good party host, I make sure she knows she's effing amazing. Do you know why? Because she's going to want to be a stylist. She needs to get confidence in herself. Don't let a day go by where you're not letting her know that she's fucking amazing. Sorry for the F word. That slipped. I meant to say effing. My bad. So incentives also, I know I talked about it. But if she's nervous to do things, I will incentivize them going live. I have cute little like cheapy bracelets or whatever. I don't care what it costs me, right? Because long term, if I want this girl on my team and I know she's going to slay, I don't care. I want her to do the things that a stylist is going to do because I know I'm going to flip her. I know. This is how I do things in life. Like, do I flip every stylist? No. But I go in with the vibe that I'm going to flip her. And it's not like I wish I could flip her. I'm like, you're the bomb, actually. You're going to flip this stylist. It is a mindset and a mentality that you have to have. All right, so now we're going to show some examples. So these are, you can see here, the video that I send them. This is a YouTube video that I have. This is one I created. This is 2 stylists. So this was me preparing them before their hostess battle. So I explained to them what's going to go down, how the party, and then they watch the video. And then I cover any questions that they have. Saves me so much time. Also, I posted this in Boss Nail Babes, but today is the perfect time. Like, I always create my hostess links way out in front of their party because most people by now have some of their friends and family that already love the product. Guess what? I was realizing that I was missing out on helping her links get more money because her friends and family would shop right before her party. Sure, they'd shop again and order from her, but she could have gotten all that money on her link. My goal is to get her the most money on her link because I want her to flip her. So I create that link early. I let her know, and I even incentivize her getting people to order early because she's got an aunt or sister, and my hosts that are not due till May, you bet your ass I already reached out to them with the assets for the drop tomorrow. Explain to them, like, hey, if you want any of those nails tomorrow or your friends and family, here's the graphics, message it out to them. I'm not posting it on my page yet, but if they want them, have them order from your link. It's up. They will. Again, I also give them graphics on how to hype, like a week out from their party. I'm like, hey, here's a couple graphics. Can you post this to your page? Can you put this in your story? I show them how to do a poll. I'm not just telling them, you guys, I'm physically giving it to them. And the next week, we'll want to be posting your Facebook and your story. Like, you can see here, I am giving her what she needs, all right? And then I'm giving her the information. You'll see here in a lot of my stuff, it's voice messages. People need to hear your voice. They need to know that you're a human and you care about them. And they need to hear inflection, all right? So, and also saves me a grip of time by doing voice messages, all right? So if I have like 8 paragraphs to send, that's annoying. I send her voice. So this is a voice instruction where I talked about posting every single day. And this is where I talked about the importance of the Facebook algorithm and how the algorithm works a little bit, and ABC. And then I think I talked about giving her a free gift if she went live at least once in her party to do a nail application or take her nails off or pick a winner, whatever. So you can see here, and then I gave her another resource. Be on the lookout for my Color Street party tomorrow. I'm giving her all these things. She is not in charge of doing any of this. I give her all the resources to do it. I tell her when to do it. I check in with her. I've worked with her now for 2 weeks before her party. She knows what's up. She knows she's ready. These are also things I have saved in my phone in my hostess coaching album. These are things I created when I'm explaining things to my hosts. This right here, or the first picture, I'm explaining to them how to make a post. I want them to learn how to make a post. So I'm like, all right, girlfriend, every post you do, if I enrolled you guys, you already know this, you know I'm a stickler for this. It needs to have 3 things. You need to have wording, you need to have an image, and you need to put your link. My hostesses always mess up. They forget to put their link. So I created this, do this first, do this part second, then add the link in third. I'm not going to give them a chance to mess this up. I'm really going to break it down baby steps for them, okay? Because she's going to get frustrated. You know she's going to do step 1, and then we all did it. Okay, we all did it. We went to step 2, and we're like, damn it, I can't get a picture. This is stupid. I'm not going to do it. So take that out of the equation. Just break it down into tiny, easy baby steps for them. I also created this. I'm very hideous here with no makeup, but I don't care because I'm just giving this out as an example when she gets her hostess packet on how to post a picture. And I'm very specific on, I want to see your face and your nails when you post. When you do a welcome post on your face and nails. When you do this, face and nails. Because her people need to see her. Her people are seeing me post 3 times a day. Her people need to see her face. So I don't expect them to know what to do. I'm giving them the tools to do it. And then this is an example I have saved on my phone. I had actually messaged Jeanette and I was like, hey, I'm going to send you something really weird. Don't respond. I just need to screenshot it. And she's like, okay. And so this is a message because sometimes people aren't on Facebook. So I also tell my host, like, hey, send text messages out before your party asking if people want samples, because sometimes grandmas and aunts and uncles, whatever, aren't on Facebook. So I even give her the resources to send out text messages before her party too. All right. I created this because halfway through the party, I need to increase visibility. I need more people in her party. Almost always. There's people that miss the invite. I know that she has more people that she can invite because the more people we can get in front of, the more sales I can get for her. So I created this. It's hideous. I'm horrible at graphics. Now you see why I don't want to do graphics. And this took me like 8 hours. I'm embarrassed. But I work with them. I'm still continuing to tell them how, like, you guys know in your head how to get more people in a group. Have your grandma add people in, go through and whatever. Send a text message to people that missed the invite. Right now, every single one of you can think of ways for her, your host, to get more people in her party. I don't need to tell you this. Create something, because I found myself having to go over on like day 3 of every party. Hey girl, do you know how to send reminders out to people? Hey, so I just made graphic. Time savings, guys. Make one, reuse it over and over. And then also through the party, I give them wording on how to send out reminders in a private Facebook message to people that maybe haven't accepted the invite into their group yet. And I always love to use wording like, she's really close to hitting her goal. I'm only a few orders short from hitting my hostess goal. These are really important words because I have been that person on the other end when I'm like, oh my God, Sally is like 2 orders away. I'll make a second order. Damn it, I'll make a third order. You know what I mean? Like, you are like, oh, she's so close. It instinctively makes people want to participate and help. I don't care if she's not close to her goal. I don't give a shit. I want people to make orders for my host, okay? So think about the psychology of your wording. I use psychology every day in my wording. It helps. I also, you can see here, I show them how to schedule. This is a part of my hostess coaching. I know that looks really small, but you guys know how to schedule posts, so you don't need to see it. But you can see that I screenshot and circle and show her how to schedule her posts out. This is for that question when you get people and they're like, I'm just too busy. No, girl, let me show you the secret. And I always do it like this. I'm like, I'm going to show you, you know how I run this business and how I ran it with 4 kids working 50 hours a week? Girlfriend, I schedule out my posts. I do it all on a Saturday or Sunday. You think I'm on my computer all the time. I'm not. I'm picking my nose, reading a book. I am not online doing this all the time. This is how we do this with Crazy Lives. We schedule it way, way out. The things you're seeing being posted on my page now were scheduled last month. It's amazing. It's incredible. Okay. I'm telling them when I'm showing them how to schedule a post, because guess what? That's a common objection I get when I'm trying to flip the host. So I answer that question now. I start turning those wheels where she's like, oh, okay, maybe I could do this. I'm really busy, but well, damn, like she just told me, like she did that when she was working with, okay, I can do that. Oops, sorry. I also, when the orders are coming in and if they're not doing what I want them to do, I'm reminding them. This is crazy because it's their party. They want free nails. Both of these lovely gals hadn't posted on day 1. I always give them instructions. I'm like, all right, we're going to do on day one, by the evening of day one, you have got to post a welcome. And I show them, like, it needs to look like this. You need to talk about why you love the product. Thank your friends and family for coming, A, B, C, and D. So if they don't do it, I am nicely, passively, aggressively reminding them. Okay. I have all sorts of things. I'd already sent them this graphic. Those broads ignored me. I sent it again. Okay. And again, it's always, hey, ladies, don't forget to do this. I know we talked about posting every night. Show the nails on yourself, the better your sales will be. It's not do this for me. Hey, girlfriend, I'm going to reach out and remind you, I just want you to have the best sales possible. I'm trying to get you the most free nails. Again, for them. My wording, I've never had anybody be like, oh my God, Ashley's so annoying. Ashley's such a nag. Because I'm doing it to help them. I make sure they know I'm doing this to help you, sister. And I also will go through, and again, here, I'm like, they were not engaged. Finally, they did start engaging. But you can see here, I had to put in work. They were not getting hint one. I'm like, hey, here's how you do it. This is how you send reminders out. A lot of these people may have missed the invite. So the more you engage with them, the better your sales will be. Okay? If you know what they have to do, tell them. But tell them why. Tell them why you're asking them to do it. It's for them. It's going to benefit them. We'll see here, we're going to go into like the flipping the host part. So once my party ends, and if I can't get my party to a place where the volume is high enough where I think I can flip her. So my parties always, I don't think I've had a party in a long time that's been under 150 because I offer extra incentives when they host qualify at 150. So because I want them to put in work. I don't ever want somebody to book a party with me and bone out on me. So I offer a really good prize when they host qualify. That ensures that they're going to put in work. And that's just something I do on my own, but you guys can do it or not do it. Your parties are up to you. But I want the numbers at least 300 or up. Like that is a bare minimum party for me. So if my party's not at 300, I will do a live shop my stock at the end of the party. Now, again, I run a lot of parties, so I ain't doing that for all of them. I don't have the kind of time. But I will offer that if I'm trying, because almost always if you advertise it and I do incentives, like if you ordered online, you get this. I've done bingo in my parties where if you've made an online order already, you can spin the wheel or get a bingo prize, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But if my sales aren't up to 300 yet, I will do a live shop my stock. And anything I sell in that live shop my stock, I go ahead and turn around and I order myself more nails, but I do it from her hostess link. So she gets credit for it, okay? I need to get more nails anyways. I'm just using the money from her party. It's not costing me a dime. It's still helping my personal volume. She's going to earn more free nails from it, okay? And then I also, if her party's not at 300, I oftentimes will do things in my group. Like if I do a live shop my stock in my group and some of her people, or she orders, or maybe she hasn't closed her party yet and it's been a couple days. I have had a case where like a hostess hasn't closed her party yet, or her sister shop. I did like a live shop my stock a day or two after her party closed, and her sister bought a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, hey girl, hold up, don't close your party yet. Your sister just spent 80 bucks with me. You need to be a stylist. I'm going to show you how much you would have made with your sister shopping. So I'm going to apply that 80 to your party. Okay. Even though her Facebook party had ended, I knew what I needed to do to flip her. And I did flip her. Flip her, I did. Okay. So I will do whatever it takes to get that number to get up. I'll do a party extension. Oh, congrats. One more day. She's one order away. I don't care what I have to say. I'll say it. I'll teach her how to like reach out on the last day and send messages out to people. And again, like you can see here that I'm confident where they were like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm like, that's okay. I do a lot of these. The more you reach out, the more orders you're going to get. I know how to squeeze those orders in on the last day. I know how to put the pressure on people. So you'll see here that this is my hostess flipping verbiage at the end. So at the end of the party, it's almost always over $300. I love to send voice messages. You guys are worried on your questions where you're like, I don't want to sound salesy. I don't want to sound pushy. Use your voice. Talk to someone. Pick up the phone, call them if you want to. I don't personally like being called. I'm like, ooh, no, what you doing, boo-boo? No. So I like to send voice messages because they can re-listen to it. They can let their husband listen to it, but they need to hear that I'm genuine, okay? And I can probably go on and play it, but I can tell you what I say in here. I did the math. If she has sold $500 in her party, I do the math. I figure out how much she would have made as a stylist. I break that down by month. Okay, so if she sold $500 in a week, I talk about monthly. All right, I'm like, girl, you would have sold $2,000 in a month. That's stupid. And then I do the math on that month. I tell her what she would have made as a stylist in a month. Okay, I know what she made in a week. Let's break it down to a month. Enhanced retail commission, all the free nails. I'm like, girl, you think it's good being a party host? Let me tell you, we get the free nails, and this is what you would make in commissions. Duh. Oh my God, duh. And so in those voice messages, I do the math, and I'm really, I'm not pushy. So just live on the fly, let me think. All right, so if you are my host and you just had a hold on, let me do the math. Shitballs. All right, $500 party, $2,000. What is that? 28%. I'm just gonna guess here. Hold on. Sorry, I should have been prepared, but I'm Ashley South. I'm never prepared. Times 2,560. We're just gonna round. We're gonna ballpark here. Okay, 0.25 times equals 500. Okay, so let's say my hostess, like, her party just ended, and I'm not going to send her directions on how to close her party yet. I always send flipping the host verbiage before I send her any directions on how to close her party. All right, so her party ends. Woo, yay! I always do an announcement in her party, like thanking people for showing up, saying how amazing she is. Oh my God, don't you think she's a stylist in the making? Wouldn't you buy to support her? And people are like, yay, yay. I'm hyping her up like I have been the whole time. And then in this voice message, I would probably reach out to her and I would say this. Hey girlfriend, oh my God, what an incredible party you just had. Can I just tell you, in a week, you totally blew it out of the water. You are one of the best hosts I've ever had. Let me just tell you, like, you went live twice. I don't know if you realize this. You went live twice. I counted. You posted 16 times in a week. Your post got a ton of engagement, and I went through and counted, and you had 18 orders in 7 days. Girlfriend, $500 in a week is more than most stylists make in a month. Most stylists are barely BQing, and they're barely selling $300 in a month. So I just want you to know that you are far above average in terms of what stylists are making. And so I did the math really quick, no pressure, but I have to ask you this because you're so incredible. Have you ever thought about being a color street stylist? Now, don't feel pressure. Don't feel like you have to say anything, but I just want to let you know, in a month, you would have sold $2,000. And in that month, you would have made $560 in commission, and you still would have gotten $500 in free nails. $500 of free nails. Anyways, think it over. You don't have to give me an answer right now. I just personally think that you would kill it as a stylist, and I really want you on this team. So think about it. Run it by your husband, whatever. And the voicemail. Not pushy. Facts. Compliments. Telling her I want her. Like, I'm not shy about it. I'm not like, maybe you want to be a stylist. No, I'm actively recruiting her. I'm very upfront. Very upfront. Not pushy. You tell me if I send that to you and I told you how much you slayed it and how amazing you are, would you be pissed? Would you be annoyed? No. You'd be like, I'm the bomb. Like, even if you don't want to be a stylist, you'd be like, wow, thank you so much. Like, that's a huge compliment. I'm not interested, but again, thanks. Like, you made me feel good. They're never annoyed by it. But you can see here, and I have another one. I agree. She's already thought about being a stylist, you guys. It's a question I ask, like I'm playing dumb. Every single one of them has thought about being a stylist, okay? But I'm nervous I wouldn't have orders coming in. Here's where the objections come in, all right? This is when I use the stats. Oh, girlfriend, of course you'd have orders coming in. Did you see how many people ordered in your party? People actually order more once they know they're supporting you versus supporting me. And that's one of those things, Kate, when you I always give the option to become a stylist. I don't care if their party was a bomb. I don't care if their party didn't even host qualify. I have had hosts who had crappy parties and couldn't make an order become really good stylists. You cannot judge if they're going to suck in a week. Sometimes it takes people a month or two to get their business off the ground. But what I have noticed is that when people become a stylist, their friends and family come out of the woodwork to buy to support them. They may not order in a party with me because they're annoyed by me, whatever. But once Sally becomes a stylist, all those bras that were silent creeping in the party page will come out and make orders. So right here, she says, I think I've been thinking about it if I'm nervous. Guess what? She just needs me to convince her that she can do this. That's it. That's all objections are. Read what she's saying. She's saying, I don't believe in myself. Almost every objection I get, the underwriting, the thing that she's not putting out there is, I don't believe in myself. I'm not sure I can do this. I'm scared. Most of us have kids here. We know how to handle those. You reassure them with facts, logic, and telling them what they're good at, all right? So I do that, and again, there's voice messages there. And then you can see she's asking other questions. If I become a stylist, who would coach me? This is where I reassure her again. Absolutely, I'd coach you. I'm going to teach you every trick in the book. I talk about how our team shares everything. I even show them the Facebook group, how we share graphics and everything else. I'm like, girlfriend, you are going to have more resources than you know what to do with. I will personally Zoom with you one-on-one when you become a stylist. I'm going to walk you through how to do your website. It's going to be amazing. Again, reassuring her, because what is she saying here? I don't know if I can do this. I don't think I can do this. She can do this. I need to tell her I will be there to support her. And then this was a couple days later. You see here on the 23rd, she still hadn't closed her party because I was waiting to hear an answer. I'm going to wait. They either have to decide to become a stylist, or they have to tell me they don't want to be a stylist before I give them directions on how to close their party. Okay? Because if she's not going to be a stylist, she has to add all of her people into my VIP group before I give her directions to close her party. I don't care if it takes her a month. It's not my free nails. I'll wait as long as it takes. If she doesn't want to invite her friends to my party, I'll be like, oh, yeah, just waiting for you to invite those 30 people into my group, and then I'll send you the directions to close. That's on her. But I don't want her to invite her people into my VIP group if she's thinking about becoming a stylist. So this is another in when you're going to give them the option of, do you want to be a stylist? I would just say, hey, girlfriend, I have to ask you this because typically when I close a party, I will have a color street stylist or I have a hostess add all of her people into my VIP group. But I know you'd kill it at this business. And I think you should be a stylist. And I don't want to take your customers if you're going to do this. The second they start thinking about like, oh, wait. So all my people would buy from you then? And I'm like, oh, yeah. This forces them to make a decision. They have to think. And I don't pressure them to make it right then, but I let them know like, hey, take time. Take 2 weeks to think about it if you want. But I don't want to close your party right now because if I do that, I'm going to swoop up all your people as my customer first. So let's think about it. That encourages them to not give me a yes or a no, but to think about if they want to do this. So you can see here, it was a few days later, and I had actually had a live in my VIP group. She shopped some more, and her sister shopped a shit ton. So I reached out and I was like, hey, I'm actually going to apply that money to your party link since we haven't closed it yet. I want you to, because those people normally would have been shopping with you. I want you to see what you're going to get. And then here I said, again, I circled back to being a stylist. So you can realistically see how much you would sell as a stylist, and it will get you way more free nails. I'm chipping. I know she wants to do this. So little chips. And she's like, oh, I talked to my husband, blah, blah, blah. And then here I am. Oh, he sounds so supportive. I'll add these to the party. If it's something you want to do, I'm here to help you along. I don't like being pushy, so I'll follow your lead. Again, I'm still bringing it up. Then I back off. It's this cat and mouse game, you guys. I don't know if you were ever like dating for long periods of time, but you can't be that girl that's like, hey, I want to have your babies. No, dudes hate that. That's gross. You have to be like, hey, you have to play coy and you have to like, maybe not answer your phone for a day. Like there is a cat and mouse game with all humans, but especially with enrolling and selling. You push, it's give and take. It's give and take. Okay. Oh shoot. And so you can see here, if it's something you want to do, I'm here and I want to be pushy. You have an intent. And then I just reaffirmed what she already knew. For reals, you should do this. And then she had a friend who hosted a party with me. So I threw that in too. Julie's party is already at $500. You get all her customers too. I'll give them to you if you want to do this. And she said here the next day, she responded back. I let her think about it. And she's like, all right, I'm going to do it. So is it instinctual? No. Like sometimes it takes me a week. I've had stylists where I have worked on them consistently for months and months and months. Not every day, but when a new launch happens, or maybe they post a really great nail fee, that's my in to be like, girlfriend, I still want you because you're freaking amazing. So don't get mad at me. I'm not going to quit until you join our team because you're so incredible and you'd be really good at this. Here's another host I had where I'm walking her through the closing of her party, and I'm like, you were such a great party host. That was 1 week, $300. pretty incredible. If you ever want to be a stylist, I think you would kill it. And then again, you see me doing the math, right? Doing the math. And she was in a battle and she killed it. She was the winner of the battle. Like the other hostess did pretty well, but I was like, that other hostess wasn't even close to you. Like, you gotta make them feel good, okay? And then here's another objection. No, I have thought about being a stylist. Duh, they all have, I know it. But I can't because it's not allowed with Scentsy. That's not true. I know for a fact. We have lots of Scentsy reps in Boss Nail Babes. So I'm like, oh my God, you can totally do it. Look at all these Scentsy gals we have on our team. They're having so much fun. They say they make more money with Color Street. So I actually screenshotted some of our Scentsy people and their answers, and I tell her. And she's like, oh, really? That's awesome. Let me think about it. Again, working through objections. I could have just been like, all right, cool, thanks, bye, and walked away with my tail tucked. No, because she just gave me a reason. A reason means you can work through that objection. If she's like, no, F you, I'm not interested, I'm like, cool, then I'm walking away. If she gives me an objection, play ball, we can work through this, we can get it, we can do this, okay? And that is the end of the slideshow, but I'm gonna go through and just check questions and stuff like that. Like I could show you my hostess verbiage and stuff like that, but really you guys, it's not what you say. It's the coaching and the steps through the party and how much you work with her and teach her to be, basically, you just tell them like, you've been a stylist for 7 days. You may not think this already. You may not have thought, let me tell you what, you're a stylist. You just did what all the stylists do. You posted this many times, you went live this many times, you had this many orders. I hate to break it to you, but you're already being a stylist. Why don't you want to get paid for it? You would love this. And okay, so let me stop screen sharing here. Stop share. And then I'm going to go to the questions. I saw they were jumping in. Okay. So one thing is always offer the opportunity, no matter what. If they're hosting a party with you, they have already thought about being a stylist. Don't not offer it because their party sucks. You're missing out on an opportunity there, okay? Mm-hmm. If somebody's too busy, again, you can show them the scheduling feature. You can share how you fit this into your life. You can share a million things, but you can also revert back to their party. Be like, girl, you're not too busy. Look, you were just doing it. You posted it every single day you can do this, okay? Again, if they say I'm too busy, I thought that. Most of us thought that, and that is an excuse because we're scared. Work through the I'm too busy, give them options, give them solutions. They are just scared. They want you to convince them that they're amazing and they can do this. That's it. That's all. Objections that are personal, like health issues, I tend to feel a little insensitive pushing info on these types of people. Why? If somebody has a health issue, this could help them pay for cancer treatment. This could be the one bright light in their utterly crappy day. You don't get to, here's the thing. And I used to be really bad at this. This is why I say go for now. You don't get to be prejudiced. Okay, think about what it means to be prejudiced. That means you are prejudging someone. That means you make the decision in your head that you're not going to approach them with this opportunity because for whatever reason you have doubts or you're scared to approach them. No, like they get to decide. Let them tell you if their health is too bad or whatever. But I have plenty of people on this team that have health issues. They are battling cancer currently. There's a few that are stage 4, and this Color Street is the only thing that takes their mind off of that. The only bright part of their day. I have some people that are handicapped on this team. They are a shining light. They are finally making money for their family. This gives them purpose. So whatever you think, I have people that I know are on welfare. I have people that, do you think at first my mind was like, oh, she can't afford this. She can't afford the kit. She can't afford to not be a stylist. She needs this income. She needs, maybe she has a mom she can borrow the money from. Maybe she can find it somewhere else. Maybe she can go sell a bunch of stuff in her garage and get money to buy the kit. You need to offer it to everyone without prejudice because you don't get to decide if it's good or not for them. It's good for everyone. And it's the same with really wealthy people. Sometimes people will be like, oh, my country club friends, they're gonna think this is dumb. Probably not. I've had some very wealthy people enroll. They're lonely. They're looking for a sense of community. They want a connection. So you need to really get out of your own head with these reasons on why you feel like you can't approach somebody. Approach everyone. This business works for everyone, but you don't get to decide, okay? So that's a very common thing that people get scared with enrolling. throw that out the window. Okay. Just think of it as being prejudiced is bad. This can benefit everybody. Let's see. Let me see what else. I'm going through the comments now. Alex said, have I ever had someone back out of doing a party because they feel like it's too much work for them? No. I've had a few people back out of parties, but they were going to blow regardless. They were just cheapskates. Also why I do the big prize when their party qualifies at $150. I don't care if they back out on me for a free set of nails. I don't give a shit. But also I'd be like, oh, you know, like, or I would just tell them, like, it's really not. Let me show you how to schedule. If you don't know what to post, I'll give you the wording and the graphics. It's not hard at all. I still tell them I do most of the work for them. I explain, I'm like, hey, I set up your group for you. All you have to do is invite people in and post once a day. And that's it. And you don't even have to come up with a post. I'll give them to you. If your brain is scrambled and you don't know, I got you, girl. I'll send you the wording. I'll send you the picture. You just post it. Easy peasy. So no, I really don't have that because I know how to walk through that objection too, which is just basic common sense. Okay, let me see these comments. What do I offer the hostess when the order qualifies? I get all these like really fancy, hard to find Starbucks cups. Okay. Yeah, it costs me $20 to $30. I don't care because when you're building a team, it makes you money. So yes, I will do. And also this ensures that I get good quality people that like these bitches want this. Okay. They're not going to bow out on my party because she really wants this cup real bad. Okay. So at $150, when her party qualifies, she gets a cool Starbucks cup. This also sets me apart. I do this for a reason. This brands me. So if I see you guys offering Starbucks cups, I will punch you in the kidneys. I will punch you in your baby maker. Do not steal my thing, okay? You can offer something else. Don't copy me. Just kidding. You can. But this sets me apart. When their friend is asking them to host a Sensi party and their friend is asking them to do this, guess who comes in? White knight, shiny knight on the white horse. And I'm like, dun, dun, dun. Guess who's the coolest stylist ever? Me, because you get free nails, you get your hostess packet before, you get the cup at $150, and you get an order. So I always, when I send this out to them and their party qualifies at $150, I do a big ass post about it in their party. Who else wants one of these? Let me tell you what she gets. She gets a hostess packet. She gets this middle of her party, and she's going to get a crap ton of nails. Like I am booking parties from parties just by setting myself apart. That's it. And it also ensures that people don't back out on me because and if someone wants to back out on me, I'd be like, oh, I'll give them the option. Like, do you want to reschedule? Is this just too tough for you? I will work with them. But if they're like just a total cheapskate, I'll be like, well, that's fine. You can just send that hostess packet back to me then. I know she's already used the nails. You can give it back then. And she won't. She'll be like, oh, all right, okay. Again, she's probably just doubting herself. So I would work her through all the objections first before I revert to the, you can just send it back. But we all know that we've all had like one ghetto person that is just trying to get the free nails. I don't play ball with those people. You all know who your ghetto people are. I simply won't book with them. They have tried. They'll play my games. They'll offer, oh, I'll host. When I post about these, I have one lady that has like hosted parties with every stylist just to get a free booking set, and she's super ghetto. She's like, I'll host again. Her first party didn't qualify. I just make up bullshit rules. I'm like, actually, I don't re-host with parties within a year of somebody already doing one. She pushed it again. I'm like, you know what? Your party didn't qualify unless you have an entirely different group of friends. I just don't feel like it would work for me. My schedule's really busy and these parties take a lot of work. I don't care because she's not somebody I want to enroll and she's not somebody that's growing my business. I don't give two shits. My parties are to enroll in people that I really want to work with. So don't try to host parties for the ghetto people that are just trying to get a free set. You want people that are willing to work. All right, let me go through these comments. When do I let the host know they need to add their customers to my VIP? Do you wait till they decide? Yes, I do wait till they decide. And if it takes them a week or two, I'm fine. Again, I don't care when they make that host order. I got all the time in the world, but I know they want their free nails. I know they're chomping at the bit to get their free nails. So they're mulling it over. Meanwhile, I'm like, just whistling while I work. And she's got to make a decision. And I make sure she knows that when she makes that decision, if she wants the directions to close a party, she has to add all of her people to my VIP first. And I darn well go through my invited list and see if she has. If she forgot a few, I'll just be like, oh, can you add so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. Thanks so much. Can't wait to send you the directions. Get on it. Better get on it. Let's see. Next question. What do you do if you have someone who is thinking about joining and some of her guests sign up to host a party with you. Do you still host with them or have them host a party with her if she signs up before their party date? This is a great one. And I love getting hosts to book a party from her party. It almost always convinces her to enroll and sign up. So I can use that as leverage, and it gives me a sense of urgency where I'm like, oh my God, girl, not only did you kill it, and here's your math, and here's what you would have made in a month, 2 of your friends now want to host a party. I know you're going to feel overwhelmed. I know you're not going to feel ready. If you sign up, we can use this as a learning block. I'll still run the parties for you. We're going to use your link. They're going to be your customers in the long run, and you'll get to learn how to run a party. Because guess what? I was already going to do those parties anyways. I would much rather help a stylist underneath me BQ than me get that money in my personal volume. I can get new customers. I know how to grow my warm market. I can get new customers. I want to help her BQ. So I love that. That is the best. So always try to get book parties from parties, because if you can book some of her friends, you can flip her so much easier. You can use that as leverage. Yeah, I absolutely always let that go to her. 100%. I don't even know what Lime Life is.
It's a makeup company. So I've heard of them in a couple different states now, but there was a girl and she was dynamic. She went out and did a nail fee, like a nail demo for me. I'm like, you would be an amazing stylist. She goes, oh, I wish I could, but Lime Life, it conflicts with the company I work with. It's another MLM though. So
no, most MLMs don't have, well, like there are certain rules. Like if she's an executive, like if you're an executive at Color Street, you cannot be with another direct sales company. But if somebody says that, I'd be like, are you sure? Like, send me over your policies and procedures. Almost every time I've heard that from someone, they have never read their own policies and procedures, and it's an upline. They've heard it through the grapevine that they can't do this. The only time that may apply is somebody that sells a product like pharmacy, Mary Kay, other things. Those all sell nail products. We cannot, as a Color Street person, also sell another product. We can't sell competing products. So that is the only like caveat there. So they can't sell a product that sells nail polish and then sell Color Street, even if it's liquid and whatever. But if you really want her and she's dynamic, ask to see her policies and procedures. I'm willing to bet that she could, and she's just heard this. It's like a rumor, or she thinks she can't, but very rare does that happen. We have probably the firmest and strictest policies and procedures of any direct marketing company I've ever seen in my life. They're stifling. I mean, we still do okay. They're meant to protect us, but almost every other company their policies are way weaker and way more lax than ours are. Okay, Brandy said, what is your best advice when someone is on the fence because they're already selling another company? Oh, I use that to my advantage. I'm like, girl, I want you, like, you know this market, you know the business, you know the comp plan, you know how to grow your warm market. Girl, you already have a built-in clientele. Let's do this. I want people like you. I'm looking for people that have experience in sales because they do 10 times better than someone that does. Do they? I don't freaking know. Probably. But they understand the process. They understand how to recruit. They understand how to host parties. So if they're already with another company, perk, and get them looking at the comp plan. Color Street's comp plan is one of the easiest to understand. It's also the most lucrative. A lot of companies don't allow placements, and they have what's called a binary comp plan. So most MLMs have a leg where you only can have 2 legs, and you have a strong leg and a weak leg, and you have to alternate which leg you get paid off of each month. Color Street, you can build as wide as the eyes can see. So I could build executive, all across my board and get paid that team bonus and the team volume bonus. People literally with Color Street have built wide and built executives. You get a huge bonus anytime you build an executive under you. And there are some people with Color Street that are making $200,000 a month because they built wide, okay? So our comp plan is unlike many other comp plans. So if they're in direct sales, give them the math. They can do the math and they can see how much better our comp plan is. Did I just say not to copy me? Yeah, bitch, I did. Move on.
You see this one?
Ooh, all right. We can do some tradesies.
Anyways,
talk about the benefits of doing a second. You already have a customer following and you know how the marketing works. Absolutely. I agree with that. I didn't even see your answer until right now, Chandra, but yeah, no wonder you are so good at enrolling. You can work through these objections. But what you guys don't think is that you're overthinking this. If you're struggling to work through objections, stop overthinking it. Just find the easy answer. The easy answer is right there for you. Like if you had your kid come home, they're like, I don't have time to do my homework. You'd be like, yeah, you do. Look, you were gaming all day today. You can do this. You can go out and play with Billy. We can do this. Like they're just probably insecure and, you know, nervous and don't want to do their things. You just need to walk them through and convince them otherwise. Working through objections is the name of the game. And you guys know how you get better at working through objections? You do it. You have to do it a lot. You have to go for no. You have to approach everybody. If you think I was this good at working people through objections the first time or the first month or my first year, I wasn't. I get better each time. And I'm like, damn it, that's a good answer. Oh my God, I'm in the shower like 2 months later and I'm like, oh, I could have said this to this girl, you know, like when you're like, so yes, you get better, but the only way you're going to get better is if you get off the fence and stop being scared. You might bumble a few. Who cares? Who cares? That's how you get better. Charlotte says, what if one of those girls who wants to host a party with me also wants to sign up? This is tricky. Of course, Charlotte. Of course you would. So let's say you have someone that you're working on being a stylist and she's on the fence, and then one of her friends, because I also put, and I'm sure Charlotte does this, she hosts great parties where you talk about being a stylist. I have a couple schedule that post where I'm like, look at the perks, look at being a stylist is, and her friend is like, I want to be a stylist. I'm going to go to friend number one. I'm going to be like, girl, you better do this because your friend wants to sign up. She can sign up with you or she can sign up with me. If she signs up with you and she'll be like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to coach her. I'm like, hey, y'all can learn together. Learn together. You can, it'll almost be like teamwork. You guys can help each other. You don't have to know all the answers. I'm going to teach you the answers. I'm going to teach you the resources. Get her on. You already will build a team on day one. So you better do this because she's going to enroll and you're going to wish a month from now you had done this when you see her popping off. And so then you'll just have to walk through, like, if she's like, oh my God, we share the same friends, then you get into that objection of, no, girl, it's called the internet. You don't share the same friends. Like, you guys have different relatives and different aunts and different college friends, and talk about the Franks list. Like, you may have 8 friends in common, but that is not your circle. Okay. So yeah, very common, but I would use that to my advantage again, Charlotte. I will find a way to use anything to my advantage. Anything. Okay, let's see. What if okay, would I want that second girl to be my stylist? This is also tricky. I want my team to do the best, better than me. I always want to put them first. I want to put their well-being first. But if that other girl approaches me and she wants to enroll with me, I have had this happen both ways. I have put blood and sweat and tears into someone, and they've been on multiple opportunity calls, and they've done all these things, and I've given them free sets, and I've tried to woo them, and then I've hosted parties. I literally hosted parties for quite a few people, and they enroll with their cousin, usually on our team. And I'm like, what the? But whatever, like, people make their choices. I tell people, enroll from the person that you want to mentor you. I let them do their own, and I know Kayla's here, like, I just was very honest. Like, Kayla was deciding between me and another stylist, and I didn't know this stylist. She's on another team. And I wasn't like, I'm the better choice. I just said, do your research, do your homework, enroll with who you want to learn from, because it's going to be that person's job. Now, if their friend enrolls with me, I'm going to make sure they know. I'm going to be like, hey, you guys can learn together. I want my friend to do well. I want her to build a team. So if it's between the two of us, I will push that person to her, and I will help them both up through the ranks. I would prefer her to build a team than me, because I can enroll. I know what I'm doing. I'll get 3 other people if I need it, but I would rather her do well if I had to pick. Good questions. Any other questions? I have a person, okay, this is from Kayla. I have a person who says she is horrible at sales. She said she currently sells Pampered Chef because she won a consultant kit and has a 90-day trial. She said she may ask after it's done. Well, I have a whole training on why Color Street is unique. She's comparing Color Street to Pampered Chef. One effing pan is $80 with Pampered Chef. No shit, it's hard to sell. I can't afford Pampered Chef. So what she's saying there is, I don't think I can do this. I'm insecure. I suck at this. When all you have to do is convince her that she's comparing apples and oranges. So I've posted it in Boss Nail Babe several times. It's on my YouTube channel where I talk about the Color Street market. One, we don't have any competition. 0. Like, we own the patent, okay? No one, we are not competing with anyone. People will say that they sell our product, but it's gel and it's $18 or it's a shit product. 2, we're in the $10 price range. Everyone can afford to try Color Street. Everyone. We're not competing with, we have a lot of people that sucked at other direct sales companies that slay in Color Street because everyone can afford to try it. Also, what other product on the market actually saves you time and saves you money? I'll wait. Go ahead, tell me what other product in direct sales saves you time and saves you money. Pampered Chef sure doesn't. It may make your pizzas crispier, but it's not saving you time and it's not saving you money. We have a very unique product. We have a unique way of doing that. So I wouldn't be like, you don't suck. I'd be like, hey, let me explain to you why I think you'll do well in Color Street. Why I don't think that Pampered Chef has any effect on your success with Color Street. And then I walk her through it. I explain to her that it's a direct reflection of the amount of work that you put in. I would ask her how often she works her Pampered Chef business. About on average, how much do you work? How many trainings do you watch with? Because again, I also don't want to enroll someone that's like, I suck at this, but they're not willing to put in work. So I don't really actively try to recruit people that are going to suck, because that's just a lot of work it's a lot of, yeah, no. So I would ask questions. When you get someone with objections, ask questions. You can come up with answers too. I'd be like, well, why do you think that? Well, how long have you been doing it? All right, well, tell me about some of the products. What are the average price ranges? What is their compensation plan like? How do they train their people? Do you host parties? How do you grow your warm market? So it could just be that she hasn't had any training. Maybe she has a shit upline. You don't know why she thinks this until you ask questions. So get in there and ask questions, because it's going to guide you on, she's just insecure. She did great. She just is comparing herself to maybe somebody that's a national executive director. I get people like that on my team all the time. They think they suck, but they're comparing themselves to me. I've been doing this for 18 months. You've been doing it for 1 month. Like apples to oranges again. So ask questions, okay? Ask questions. If you don't know how to deal with an objection, they will lead you. The more questions you ask, they will lead you to where their insecurity is. Ask and ask and ask. And you don't always have to come up with the answer right away. They will tell you what the answer is, how they answer their questions, how they answer your questions. Thanks, Christine. I appreciate it. Anybody else have questions for me? If you guys got to jump off, feel free to do so. I could talk about this all day. I love flipping the hosts. I love working through objections. And you guys have to view it as a game. Like, this is a fun game. It's not, oh, I don't know what to say to her. Like, simply put yourself in her shoes. I think we all can approach someone better from like, okay, if I was Sally and I was saying I was too busy, what would I say to myself 3 months ago? What would I say to a younger Kayla Smith who 3 months ago thought I couldn't do this business? What do I wish I could tell myself? And just walk through it that way. I just try to say things that I know that I would like, that wouldn't annoy me. You know, like, one, you can compliment me all day, girl. I ain't gonna get mad at that. You know, like, so I just try to come up with ways that I would personally like. There's no real rocket science behind it. You guys are so welcome. Thanks for jumping on, you guys. I'm not gonna keep you any longer. And if you have questions that you're like, oh shit, I forgot, just let me know, shoot it to me, or put it in the Road to Executive group. But let's go out there. And this is why I want to host parties. If you're hosting 4 parties, if you're hosting 8 parties a month, and you get really good at flipping your host, think like I had 3 months last year where I enrolled 16 people. 16 people in a month. Do you know how I do that? Parties. Parties is how I do that. So if parties is not the main focus of your business, it needs to be. It really does. All right, y'all. Have a great night. I love you. You're my bright and shining rock stars, and I appreciate you so much.